that I make and put it on my Facebook. So again, welcome to the kitchen. Today on the table, we're going to be talking about children protection, nations building. All right, we can talk about continuous generation without talking about what's how do we change our country? How do we change the future? What is the future? What's the most precious, okay, asset for a nation, any nation for that matter, that wants to advance? How has other nation done it? How did the Norwegian do it? How did Singapore do it? How did South Korea do it? How did Botswana do it? How did even America, where they ran away from poverty, farming? I live in a state that was not created for slavery. I live in a state that was created as a safe haven, a place where it was created for death to settle as a buffer zone, okay, to protect America. I live in a country where, from the beginning, Jewish people weren't allowed, Christian, Catholic weren't allowed, lawyers weren't allowed, and they thought it was going to be quite a utopia. How did it become a strong nation? So those are the questions I added just this few days. In 2 years, Burkina Faso, what did it take? What did it even take for the nation that we are begging every day, America, to get to where she is? So that's what I want to talk about today. But before we start, I wanted to talk about what happened this week and to bring to bear the ongoing story with Bryant McGill, the deputy minister, that were accused of taking advantage of a 14-year-old. And that we as Liberians, when we put you in position, or we decide we want to put people in a position of power, character should be at the top of our list. In the body of this, I will go ahead and I will put in the link for this show. Okay, so let me pull that up. Let me pull that up and get this going so I can put on my feed. Okay, Facebook, where are you? I don't see my feed. Why is it not? Okay, now it is. So I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to put on my feed. Oh, I'm wearing orange. So where's my orange? Oh, come on. Okay, here it is. Here it is, folks. Oh, Choppy. Hey, sis. How are you? Okay. So I'm going to put a link on my other page because this page right here, we're still building it. All of you know, my page was taken down. That page almost have almost close to 100,000 people. Almost it has 700,000, almost a million. They hijacked it and they took it down. But the goal for me is not to be deterred, so long I know I'm speaking to the right thing. Okay, that is the goal. So now let me share this. Hopefully we post. Let me share this. Now, I want to play this video. The reason we have government directs society, government protect the people, government educate the system, government provide, okay, security, it provides infrastructure, it provides libraries, recreation. That's why we hire people, because everybody cannot lead. When we are electing people, be it our local government, And that's why we must build a resistance. Okay? We are waiting for our position. We saw this few days, those of us who live in America, we saw this few days, the young man, Zoran, an Asian descent. And people say he's not going anywhere. It will be strange. New York, we must understand, as the world turns, as generations shift, as we interact, as we get educated, folks, you must understand the mindset of an educated person, a truly educated person, is not static. It constantly evolves. Because the more you know, okay, sometimes it becomes a burden because your way of thinking, the way you look at things, okay, is different. The critical thought process. Sometimes you see beyond, most of the time, you see beyond complexion, you see beyond tribe, you see beyond a lot of things. You know, when Solomon said, and this is gospel, those of you who are Christian or who are Muslim or who practice Judaism, you see, all three, the earliest religion that everything branches from, okay, they all have the same beginning. When you go to Judaism and you come to Islam, you come to who? Ishmael. All right? When you come to Christianity, you come to Jesus. And that date back to Moses. All of us did back to Moses. Okay? Christianity, Judaism, Islam. We all, if we are believer, the difference between these three religions is the Jewish people don't believe Jesus is the Christ because the way he came, that's not what they expected, although he is Jewish. The Muslim believe Jesus was one of the greatest prophets, but they believe he was of God, just not God. And Christian believe Jesus is the Messiah. Now, and I keep asking Liberian people when they say, leave your own to God, then the question I ask them, then go to the book of Deuteronomy, which God you are leaving yourself to? Because God says to you, everything he talks about is justice, 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 justice. Seek justice. Seek justice that the Lord your God will prosper you in the land he has given you. Which God are you living your own to as Liberians? Is that the same God that took the children out of Egypt and said this generation will not go to the promised land because justice is not in their mouth? Is that the same God that punished Moses and said, you're going to take your hand, you're going to write down on the scroll the laws that I have given you? Is that the same God that said you will stay in the wilderness? This generation did not go to the promised land. They will all perish. Is that the same God we're all worshiping? Then it has to do with knowledge. When we say knowledge is power, this is where it comes to. Now I'm going to come to this place. The reason everybody cannot lead is because knowledge is limited. Knowledge is all you know. The extent of your ability, your capacity, hey Jabba, it extends to how much you know. World changers are vision bearers, they're visionaries, the people who take risk. When the people of South Africa were being beaten down, burned down, and the rest of the nation were fighting for their gold, for their diamond in their own country. You know, in colonization, there are three types of colonization. You have the direct rules, you have the indirect rules, and you have the settler rules. Okay, rule. So in places like Nigeria, you have the indirect rule. In Nigeria, and that's why the friction in Nigeria still continues. In Nigeria, what the colonizer did was, they used certain tribes, certain group of people, they amplified them, they lifted them, and made it seem like they were better. empower them to rule the other people with iron hands. He left a scar. In South Africa, they settled and ruled them directly in their own country. Then the other places, it was indirect, but it was not how they used the other people. So folks, if you're here, please share the video. And I'm going to go ahead and share myself. Okay? Please share the video. Now, that's the reason everybody cannot rule. So when I told you, our knowledge, when you're leading based on knowledge, is to the extent of what you know. But world changers are people who dream beyond the boundaries, who be the boundaries or the borders of knowledge. People who envision. And I keep telling you, like, there's a movie called The Giver. I advise people to sit and watch it with their children or read the book. The community. You know, when Mao Zedong took over China, he was knowledgeable. China used to be called the Middle Kingdom. They're more than 500 years old. China is more than 500 years old. But after their civil war, they have to start all over. Okay? China used to be a kingdom. Japan used to be a kingdom. After the war, when they restructured, they kept the empire in place to keep the culture and use it as a symbolic testament. And they set up a parliamentary governance system. Before, when Japan was a kingdom, certain people got education. But after the war, they decided how to compete with the rest of the world. The vision goes to the children, the future, the more precious. Japan is an island nation with collection of islands. They didn't have any natural resources, fish maybe. And they decided they would put money into education. They would change their own style. We see that happen in Burkina Faso in real time. We saw that. We seen that in Rwanda in real time. But we have refused to learn, to expand. I want to play this video, then I will do the sharing. Seshami through, welcome. Y'all hold on. I want to see all those because I see about 10, 12 people watching so we can see where we are. Okay? What is Paul doing? All right. So I'm going to go and share. All right, folks, if you're here, please welcome. I welcome you. Please share because I am sharing. For some reason, I'm hungry. Guys, I am coming on late because, number one, I was out late last night because I got to pick up. Folks, let me tell you, let me celebrate. Our Lastina finished her first semester and she finished strong. She went away for 4 months, away from her mommy or daddy, away from the house that she was born in, where she grew up, where the room, and she came home safely. So I want to say all of you to you, thank you for your prayers. Yes, she came home last night, and I am excited about that. Okay, she's growing up. She's growing up slowly, but she's getting there. In about less than a month, she will be 19. Imagine that. Imagine my scare. Imagine, there's a song I say, imagine me. And so I am grateful to God for his guardians. I am grateful to God for the direction. I am grateful to God for the experience. And I'm simply grateful. Okay? So let me do this. If you are under here, let me say welcome. Okay. Most of you, I will ask you, I will put a link here. Watch from my second touch page and follow that page because we will need to grow that. because on that page, there's no limitation to how many people I can be friends with. On my personal page that I'm usually on in the morning, that page has a limitation to how many people I can have, but not how many people can follow. We have about 21,000 followers right now, and we need to be, before the end of the year, we want to be at least 25,000 to 30,000 followers. We've been sitting static for a long time. So please help me out. Let's get there. Okay. So I'm going to bring this. Here's Raza. Okay. I will go ahead and I am sharing. I want you to share, but I'm going to play this. Here is the school here. The school yesterday, we saw our sister. We saw our sister here. Let me share this. A child was beaten, more than beaten, and taken to the hospital. This is the mom. This is the school. Liberia Christian Academy of Excellence. Okay? But I'm going to play the video to help out so we all can understand where we are at this point. All right? So give me a moment. Give me a moment and I will play this. If you want to join me, I'm going to post my link under here. You are free to join me on this. Thank you for all of you who have shared. When you guys do watch.
But they can't go nowhere. Says no, they will be on it. They can't go nowhere. The people are trying to be on it. They can't go nowhere.
So they took what did they say at the hospital there? Who's going to pay the bills? Wow. If you're watching, guys, this is the school, Liberia Christian Academy. Can you tag someone from the Ministry of Education? Can you tag someone? This is around, what's this community?
Sophie community.
Wow.
When they put a police in the film, in the film, 200 refuse to go. What's one saying going anyway? Everybody going to community and again picture. So you go anyway. You got a woman and be a woman in the family. They call Esther come on. And I want it. Esther come on. Okay. Esther come on our phone. Come on.
So if you're watching, is that I'm hearing Madam Esther Kunkama. Yes. Esther Kunkama. Okay, Dre, thank you. Also, please tag the Ministry of Education. This is a call for Madam Esther Kunkama. If she's watching, Liberia Christian Academy of Excellence. Knowledge is life. So we see the gate is being open. Hello? Madam here?
No.
Who here?
No,
Nobody here?
She's but
who the children there? And we're trying to. Huh? He died?
No. Check here. Most students go join the last time.
Wow. So you see the roof, just to give you something. You see what the roof look like. All of this stuff you see out there, and we're hearing from even one of her daughters that the girl was able to take 15 latches. I mean, this is so sad. If you're following us, again, my name is Kwame Opawix. We're asking you there. someone say, someone say, I mean, it's not our role, Zanga, to call the police. It is, we're just here to inform. We're not here to enforce. Hello. So you see, the entire place is just this wide space.
Okay, so that was that. Now let me explain to you people. So first thing that I need to talk to you all about is, as somebody who worked in the school system in the US as an educator for years, I think I can speak to this as an advocate, as a mother, as a woman, as a Liberian, as somebody who is well traveled. Um, it speaks to how disconnected we are, how traumatized we are in the nation. Now, let me first start with this to the Minister of Education. I wrote this morning. Oh, where my stuff? No, give me 1 second. My phone has gone off. I wrote this morning. Good morning, Sis Rebecca. Good morning to all of you, Brother Thomas. I wrote this morning to commend the Minister of Education, okay, on a swift decision. And I'm going to read it aloud because we will call people out and we will call, but I also have a lot of questions. Okay, here is my note. I commend the Minister of Education for its swift and decisive action in closing the School of Prayers Institute. That's what I got. I don't know if this is the same school, okay? Because we're on the MOE webpage is what I saw, okay? But this particular school is called Berea Christian School. So I'm not sure if the same school, but it's something that we all can look at, okay? And it goes. Institute, after confirming that it was operating illegally and in condition unsafe for children. Looking at what we just looked at, it looks very unsafe. The roof, the zinc, and this is a private school, okay? For children, protecting learners must always come first. And this response sent a clear message that the safety, dignity, and well-being of Liberian children are non-negotiable. Now let's continue. That said, in a spirit of transparency, learning, and systemic improvement, okay, I respectfully raise a few important questions that many parents and citizens are asking. One, national examination accreditation. Has this institution previously presented students for national examination? If so, under what accreditation status were these students registered? And how was compliance verified? Two, school safety standards and building codes. Okay, the ministry has stated that the facility was unsafe. Could the ministry outline the minimum safety building standard required for school to operate in Liberia and explain the approval and inspection process? that ensure these standards are met and maintained. Okay. 3, professional qualification and code of conduct. What are the requirements? What are the required professional qualification for school administrators and teachers? And what professional code of conduct govern their practice, particularly in relation to children protection? Protection, safeguard, appropriate behavior in learning environment. We have blueprints in the US. Okay. 4, consequence for violation. What are the specific consequences for institution and individual who violate these codes and standards and code, including operating without permits, failing safety requirement, or breaching child protection obligation? As a nation, we all share responsibility for creating schools that are not only a center of learning, but space for safety, care, and dignity. Clarifying these standards enforcement mechanism, and consequences will strengthen public trust, deter future violation, and ensure that every child in Liberia is protected and given the opportunity to thrive. Oh my God. What's going on here? Why my stuff? Okay, good. Why my stuff going off? Okay. Now this is posted on this page, and Minister of Education, the ministry is tagged on it. And I pray that they answer some of these questions as an educator in the United States, as a Liberian, as a mother who have educated a few young people, okay, who serve as a mentor to my community, to young women, to young people. It is essential to me. It's really important to me. But again, I commend it's a starting point. But what of us have the responsibility to bear? Okay, Mama pay for New Jersey. Thank you, Mama, for watching. So it's 55. I came a little bit late. Like I said, I came in this morning from picking up my daughter from on the other side of the state, from on campus. Okay, so I needed to get some rest, although I have a date with you. So please share the video. Now, this brings me to this. I see it's quiet today. In Liberia, everybody cry their own cry. The only time Liberian people don't cry their own cry is when it comes to government. Okay, when it comes to government. I'm not sure if my stuff is sitting straight or is sitting sideways. Okay. When it comes to government, just a week ago, we saw women and men in the street screaming for the political party. Liberia is known for human trafficking. Human trafficking does not necessarily mean you're selling your children from out of state. Human trafficking means you are moving children from place to place without proper safety guideline, without proper documentation, without awareness of, and without children's safety. When I'm in Liberia, in the streets, babies, especially people with disability, children, are in the street begging. How then do we answer this question? What are the role of the government? How do we see the future of Liberia? Depends on what? Is the future of Liberia only depend on the people in the position of power that we invested or we given a power to lead and change the future of the nation, redirect the nation? Is that only they and their children? Go to the schools. with the former ministers, the former lawmakers, the former deputies, the former manager, people in the corridor of power that we entrusted with power, the schools that their children go to. Go there and see how they're treated. The rules. So we know rules. You know, let me tell you something. My school in the US has been in the news. You know why? Because a teacher grabbed a child by the arm, and we have police on site. We have police on site at school. We call resource officer. We got nurses on site. They're school nurses. We got psychologists, counselor on site. At every grade level, they have their own counselor, especially at the middle school level. They're trusted adults. As an educator, I am considered a mandatory reporter, compulsory reporter. I have, besides my license, I have a responsibility to the children who parents entrust me with to be protected, to be a trusted adult. I, or any other teacher for that matter, cannot have any kind of inappropriate relationship. And that's why you get trained every year. There are boundaries that you must work within. You have a responsibility to keep that child safe. You have a responsibility to protect that child. You have a responsibility to keep that child, if the child trusts you enough to tell you the story, to be confidential. The only person that child you can tell the story to, because you're a mandatory reporter, is the counselor or the state that there is a place for you to report. And you have certain amount of hours to make that report. Who do we have that the Liberian children can go to be protected? Against their teachers, against their parents, against an adult, any adult for that matter, that the child does not feel safe with. Who do the children have? Is there a number I can call in Liberia? Is there a number that I can call in Liberia? Or that the children can call? We need a number, a hotline, a safety line that should be posted high that the children can call when they feel unsafe, when they are violated. I hear Liberian men and women, grown people come and say the girl slept with the teacher for grades. The child does not have the right to consent to sleep with an adult. No child does. You are a trusted adult. No child. Any child under the age of 18, even if they're 19 and they're in your care at your school, okay? Because we had 19-year-old in school. Maybe they're delayed, okay? Maybe they were born, the time that they were born, they started school late, okay? You cannot touch them. You are a trusted adult. You can. And if you taught that child and you father them out of high school and violate them, sleep with them, it is illegal. There are guidelines, and that's why teachers are trained. Every year, we repeat the same thing, the longer. And that's why teachers or educators, anyone who works with children for that matter, we get background check. I think it's every 2 or 3 years. You get your fingerprint, you get your background check, because things change, people evolve. Is there a phone number that we can call in Liberia? I saw the Ministry of Education website, and I'm sorry, I am not impressed. What is the blueprint for the Ministry of Education in Liberia? What is your education blueprint? Who are your school psychologists? Who are your school counselors? Who are your trusted adult if teacher? And I keep telling people, I say, because our dry, it's Sis Dolly, it's Mr. King, okay? Sis Rebecca, oh, Sis Maima, Jamito, Rosa, all of you, thank you for logging in. When I ask the question, I look at your website. When you go download, like better yet, let me pull the website so all of us can see it together, okay? Let me pull it up. Minister of Education. Let me pull it up so all of us can go to it together. Okay. Oh, I see it's moving. Ministry of Education. When I pull it up today, okay, this is okay because I pull it on my phone. Let's just go there. Okay. Let me pull this so we can see it. And we'll learn it together. Do they have schools? Yeah. For some reason, I am so hungry, folks. I am so hungry. Okay, Yasini is so hungry. I came in late this morning. This is the Ministry of Education website. Okay, let's see it together, folks. We believe the 21st century education. Hold on. Where is that? Let me see the ministry. This is it. Ministry of Education, that's the home. These are the program. All right, HR system, scholarship portal, EMS, education, National Commission for Higher Learning. Where is the blueprint? I'm trying to see where is the blueprint. Try to pull that. Okay. All right, it did not open for me. It's telling me to refresh. It's not opening for me. So we are here. I click on the tab, it didn't open. So let me see our team. Okay, it's showing the same thing over and over. All right. Let me see if it's going to pull up. All right, here it is. Email, no phone number. No after hour number. Okay. Contact us. All right, let me go here. Where is this contact us? So this is what I get for contact us. I don't see. So I will ask everybody who is interested to go on and look at the page and let's compare. I see the minister, the contact us. This is the contact us. Let me see the address. There's no phone number. There is no phone number. There's no contact number. Okay, this is it. That's it right there. All right. So let's do this. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull something here. Let me pull a school here. GCPS. Okay, so let's do here. No, I don't need this. Okay, I'm gonna find here where their blueprint is. All right. So I'm gonna do Gwinnett County Public School, GCPS blueprint. Okay, just gonna show you really quickly. And the front of the building may look slightly different, but everything is standardized in respect to safety. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is Gwinnett County Public School. And I will tell you how many students we have in no time. Okay, here we go. Here is the blueprint, building the bridge from empathy to excellence. When we know each and every student by name, by face, by individual strength and need. And when we lead and support each and every child, student, staff member, family with empathy. Did you hear the word empathy? Empathy. To the extent possible, knowing what it's like to walk in someone's shoes with equity, addressing individual need as it arises, okay, with effectiveness, okay, the ability to produce a desired result and excellence, achieving improved and noteworthy social, emotional, academic. Did you hear that? Social, emotional, academic, cognitive performance. And when we wear the same jersey while doing so, we will be a high performance team that continues to thrive. Okay. Now, our blueprint. In 2021, the Gwinnett County Board of Education appointed a new superintendent for the Gwinnett County Public School. After 25 years of leadership that built the district reputation as world-class organization, recognizing across the state and nation, in July 2022, the Board of Education adopted a strategic plan to be implemented from 2022 to 2027. In June 2024, we will have a new blueprint. Okay, this is that. You can go on the side. Here we go. Okay, and if you go to every school in Gwinnett County, you will see this post. You want the phone number. Okay, and I'm going to pull them up. These are numbers. If you pull the website, you will be able to find this is how our blueprint, empathy, equity. Okay. Effectiveness, excellence. All right. There is a mandatory. I can show you different phone number, where to contact, where to go. All right. Besides the website. Now, Liberians will come out and tell me, I'm sorry, they will come and tell me, you won't compare, but anything negative. If you say people on drugs, they say people on drugs in America too. People get violated in America too, but we don't compare. We don't reach for the scar. So the question that I'm asking before I leave from here is, how do I contact the Ministry of Education without email? Everybody don't have emails. I can tell you over 70% of our parents don't have email address. Some of them don't even have phone. How do we address that? Where do the children go when they need protection? Say, are you over there? Can I get my charger, please? Where do the children go when they need protection? Where? Folks, give me a second. Give me a second. I'll be right back. There we go. And now to the parents. You have a responsibility to your children. You have a responsibility to your children. You, parents, you have a responsibility to your children. Let me explain to you. Dr. Richardson wrote something today, and I wanted to look at it and read it also. Okay? I'm going to read this. The Lord is asking who will rise up against the evildoer. Exactly, said Dolly. Let me see. And Dolly had a good show. I wanted to play the end of her show when she was talking about her prime minister or her leader in the country that she's in. But I wanted to read this from Dr. Richardson earlier, where she talked about because sometimes what people don't have minutes and they don't have the time to go and read through. I'm going to just read from this is from a very educated woman, okay, a woman who studies psychology, who support people write dissertation, have reached a higher peak. I tell people in education, the way we look at it, undergrad is, and I always tell people, undergrad is is the hardest for you to do. Okay, in you undergrad, you are there, you have professor. Grad degree, you have a facilitator to help you put into perspective where you've learned to rise above it. At the PhD level, you're supposed to create and add to the world of the academia. On the other hand, in Liberia, everybody get PhD to go work for government. Whether and most of us, we eat our words. Like yesterday, that one way in can't know but I was going at it. You came back at the time and said, "Oh, child use AI." I am encouraged to use AI at my school. In fact, I posted on my page all the AI tools that we've been given access to free by the school. These are different software, like Magic School. It's an AI tool. We use it to plan curriculum at different level because each child is different. We require teaching the whole child. The whole child. You heard emotional, social, physical. We teach the whole child. It's my responsibility to teach the whole child. You're not just nurturing and giving them this. You're giving them character. You're shaping them. In fact, they're with you most of the day. Okay? And just like yesterday, I remember when we got on social media, our pastors in our community will say that had the devil was coming, that the devil playground, that was the devil this. Today, that where they make their money on social media because we are not far-sighted. It's because we don't think beyond what we have. It's because we don't. So I'm going to read this for somebody who feel it is, okay, to speak about children, to talk to people from the mental health standpoint, understanding the mind, understanding how the brain works, okay, and personality. And she talked about high rate of corporal punishment in Liberia. Okay, you see children go to school, The moment they're coming in, when we were growing up, and you know what? Our parents only knew what they know, what they knew. Maya Angelou said, you do good. You do your best. When you know better, you do better. Our people know better. My grandfather, what he mean was that they didn't go to school. He wrote his own alphabet. He was the first justice of the peace. He judged people based on their character. His judgment was always sound. Before the white man brought us out to read and write, our people had their own language. They had their own structure. They had their own value system. And this is what we have left. The time come from, people weren't allowed to date in the time because everybody was family. Children ain't wrong. Wow. Parents took care of their children. You had them, they were your responsibility to take care of them. We live on what you call traditional economy, which is based on custom and tradition. We made our farm. You did not borrow things that you could not pay. When people die in the time crier, that was their job. They will go around, make the announcement. Peter, John, or Nya, or Say, or Dummy have passed. They have to be buried. They pass sundown. Sundown, people will get out in the community and go out and make the announcement. The family, if that person had taken a cup of rice from somebody, the family must settle that. You know, even the Bible says, oh, no man but love. Oh, no man but love. The culture, the part of our culture and tradition that have kept us behind. Now that we know better, we must do better. Okay, we must do better. Why the thing go down here? Okay, corporal punishment. You know what it does? It lowers a child's self-esteem. Sometimes we are talking about it as adults. We inflict pain. You can punish with love. You can listen. Yes, you can whoop a child. But what you people are doing is abuse. 2 months ago, a young man was beaten until I think they busted his eyes. Nothing happened to the teacher. I reached out to him. Many people reach out to him. I guess he got a friend. Maybe he got threatened. Maybe it's a big person. There is a brother on Facebook, very prominent. Came to live with her uncle in Morovia. Was in one of those big schools. I think it was CWA. But I will not lie, you call it, I'll find it again. Because I did a show on him. Here I did a show. The teacher was in that school abusing boys. And everybody looked away. He told his story. He's married with children. When your child comes from school and they don't want to go back to that school, you have a responsibility as a parent to ask that child, why don't you want to go to the school? You take your child to the daycare, to somebody's house, and the moment, even the baby, they're crying, they don't want to leave you. Something is not right. We have to, children, you know, in my school, even with teaching, we call it student voices. The children, we do survey 4 times a year. From the beginning, when the children start school, at the end of the first term, when they return, and before school ends, they grade their teachers. Even at a college level, we do. Not just their teachers, the school environment, the whole thing. We do. How do Liberia do it? Here it is. The high rate of corporal punishment in Liberia is heartbreaking and reflect our society issue. Opinion about corporal punishment vary. Some believe it helps make a person better, while others think it might be better off without. You know why? It makes your children afraid to talk to you. It makes your children think you don't believe them. That's why kids go to school. That's why kids are molested at school. That's why you see Liberian men and women will talk to a woman, they say they're dating, take a picture, post it, post a whole vagina on Facebook. And other, you see young men calling around, sending in my inbox. Sending in my inbox. My son Moses, that one of them. Not Moses Bono, that one of them. My little brother, Gian Zulu, that one of them. My son-in-law, Othello, is one of them. Plenty of them. And they think it's fun. You're degrading your nation. You see Liberian women, you're complaining about Liberian women all over on Facebook. Disgracing one another, calling each other out, putting each other naked picture out. I used to be in a chat room. Group of Liberian women. Call each other, custom. Take each other vagina picture and put it in there, Liberian women. I took myself out. They will purposely call group meeting to insult one another. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? How you call me sister? And you question before me. How you call me sister at my work? You call, I think, an emergency. I answer the phone. You're on there sharing each other naked picture. We watch on social media. Listen, the strength of the nation depends on the integrity of the home. You know, somebody used to say, our neighbor will sash you before they beat you, dog. You know, when a child say, if you touch me, my daddy will come for you. That child believe in you. It don't matter your size. Physically, it does not matter your pocket size. But when that child feels safe to come to you and talk to you, okay, I will finish reading it, then I'm going to go. I work my children in the United States, but I don't abuse them. I punish them. I go off on them. I do. Because I will not spare the rod. That's me. But when I learn better, my young one, we talk. That one, by the time my voice go up, tear rolling down. I learn differently. I tell people, I've learned to be a better parent in the United States. And that's why we talk to you people. When my parents wrong, no, my parents did with what they have to raise me. Now that I know better, I have a responsibility. I have to come back when I got older to apologize to my older children and tell them that's what I knew. But I'm a better parent now. We can have conversation. Okay? So I will continue here. Corporal punishment, whether at home, in school, involve using physical force to cause pain or discomfort to discipline or correct a child behavior. It often includes action like smacking, spanking, slapping, or hitting with objects such as a belt, stick, or cane. It can also mean forcing a child to kneel, sit, or stand on uncomfortable position or on painful object. Growing up, you might have been asked to pick up pin, tabai during the war, tabe during the war. Okay, where people push your arm behind, push you, stuff in front, you're uncomfortable. That kind of wickedness that we know. All right, go on Dr. Richardson page. All right, I will put a link over here and then read that to yourself. It is a problem. Parents, start sending your children all over. They see what, you know, this. Let me send this shout out to Kwame Weeks. Kwame, we didn't start on a good foot when you left from here. But I tell you, you have been a force for good. You tell Kwame Weeks, tell him, yes, Cindy say, I have called you out when we are government first appointed you. I call you out. I call you out. I even posted all the issues. But you have been a force for good. That's what change is. That's how we would call people evolve. Because when you know better, you do better. Thank you for bringing us Liberian story. I saw a story this afternoon. This story, it goes, and I'm going to play it to former Chief Justice, CNN Yo. I'm asking you to get involved in the life of that family that your children have almost destroyed. They were in an accident with your car that they were driving. Yes, they did the right thing. They pick up the family, they drop them to the hospital, but you must get involved. For someone who have been abused, have been good to, elevated to the level of Chief Justice, justice should reside in you. Empathy should be your walking stick. The truth should be your light. Honorable Sene Yo, your children were in an accident that hit a motorbike. That 2 family members are involved. Now 5 family members are without. The lady is literally crippled, laying down on her back, don't have food. I'm calling on you. But I wanted to play Sis Dolly, the ending of her podcast. I will put Dr. Richardson note over here under my post. Dr. Richardson, though, you understand that when you do it, people can't even repost it. So here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put it here under my post. All of you can come under there and you can come under there and read it to yourself, because I don't want to read all. I want you to also go on her page and see what she wrote. All right, I'm gonna do, oh my God. All right, that's that. My phone went dead, so let me do this. Now I'm gonna play Sis Dolly podcast this afternoon. I thought it was powerful. For some reason, folks, I am so hungry to the place that I'm shaking. In the United States, I'm hungry. Food is in the kitchen because I cooked plenty last night. Here she is. Okay. Here she is. Where is the copy? I'm just going to play the end of it. She was talking about her leadership. How the leader ride bicycle or walk to work. I want to play that. Why the man who was jumping in front of everybody, let me tell you something. When you have a leader that is doing what is right, they will not be afraid of their lives, to the point that they want to buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of car. It's a problem. It is a problem. Okay? The education, the children are not prioritized. No nation does that. All right, I'm gonna play this to the end, and then that would be the end for me today. If y'all want Liberia to change, if we want Liberia to change, we must be that change. Okay, there she is.
Country on earth was one of the poorest country on earth. It's barely 57 years ago when they drilled the first oil. Barely 57 years. Thank you, Yasini. Let's look at even Burkina Faso is 3 years. Look, that country have made a U-turn in 3 years.
Leadership.
That young boy still drive the same old pickup he be driving. But you're making an excuse for a person to go back up $500,000. And that's the point. We put our priority at the wrong place. And this is what Norway did. But you go on, let go to the old lady who left for now. I say my only partner with that one. I say my partner that who destroy Liberia. Okay, say I hate the old lady, but she didn't want to destroy the country. I said, I hate the only but my problem is with Dawo. She destroyed this country because if she had done the right thing, look, all this look, if you look at that woman now, this woman now who said here, who was talking here yesterday, she's telling about her child. She took 20 years from her age. She was maybe in her early 20s when Ellie came to power.
And maybe it was
when Ellie came to power. She was in her early 20s when Ellie came to power. If Ellie had invested in education in that country, invested, the Norwegian invested when the people stay on, the people they save the oil. The Norwegian save for generation unborn.
Liberia gave my own, let me eat.
Yeah. The Norwegian save for generation unborn. When they write laws for children that are yet to be born. When they write laws, the children are yet to be born. Every Norwegian will tell you every year, the country tells them every Norwegian, when you come to financially, you are valued at the height of $10 to $9 million per Norwegian. The people right now, Norwegian all reserve that all price drop, when they don't care, we don't care. It go up, we don't care. It drop, we don't care. We in the trillions. Our saving, we save, the country save. I always tell people in Africa, you want to build your country, look to the Norwegians. Look to them, ask them how they did it. It was one of the poorest countries. This country was poor. My ex-husband was born in 1968. He said, darling, we used to share soft drink by bottle only on weekends. One small bottle, me and my three sisters with my sister and the brother, the three. Small each. It had become a traditional in Norway that every weekend they say, oh, they have enough to get by the Bruce. They couldn't afford when person which are mean with food. It's not because they were mean with food. It's because they were afraid if I gave you the food, my children will not have food to eat tomorrow. This was better 57 years ago. The car my prime minister driving him reach that money. The car my prime minister drive, Norway prime minister.
Listen to her.
Leave Burkina Faso on process in 3 years. No gold leave that country on process. All the people who were taking their gold, when they came, they have paid their money. They locked it down, seized their property, took them to court. You can't do nothing with, put them in Burkina Faso prison. They're paying them in the millions. The money in the country. So we stop making excuse for people who come to power. And only thing they think about is buying cars. When we don't even have roads for the cars. Who got your time? You got president who president. Look at my prime minister. See that he walked to go to work. Who got your time? He walked. And then you got to buy a squash car. You pay for the people that work in your house. Where have you seen that? You pay for a petrol in the car. Where have you seen that? He government car. Government car only be used when your government purpose. Everybody in this country that representative or something has their own car. They park their car when they come here, come from the different districts, different counties, and come to Oslo. They drive, they park their car. When they're going on government duties, they get in the government car. Even we who work in the hospitals, we who work with the community, we work in everything, the district, everything, you get in the government car. When that process time is over, you park because all the government car has the logo on it. Every district have the logo on the car, the logo on the car. You park the car. We who do here message player who going from people homes to people who give the people got their medication, those things. If the government, if we so busy and the cars are out and they use your car or my car, whoever car they use, they pay for your mileage, they pay for your petrol. Because they're supposed to use your car. You're supposed to use your car.
I wanted to stop here. I wanted to stop here with this Dolly, and my day here is over. Okay? Did you hear her? The car her prime minister is driving does not even reach that money. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it, and that's what I wanted to how you call it. I've seen that man walking the street at one time. Yes.
Stop.
That's the part.
Okay. They drive, they park their car. When they're going on government duties, they get in the government car. Even we who work in the hospitals, we who work with the community, we work in everything, the district, everything, you get in the government car. When that process time is over, you park, because all the government car has the logo on it. Every district have the logo on the car, the logo on the car. You park the car. We who doing here message player who going from people homes to people who giving the people got the medication, those things. If the government, if we so busy and the cars are out and they use your car or my car, whoever car they use, they pay for your mileage, they pay for your petrol. Because they're supposed to use your car. You're supposed to use your car. Of course, it's truth. It's truth. My prime minister, the car my prime minister drive, he even reach that money. The car my prime minister drive, Norway prime minister. Okay. 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 Okay, yeah, thank you, ma. I will join your.
Okay, so that was that. I wanted you all to listen to it. We're not talking to y'all just because we want to talk. Okay. And I think on here, I have somewhere here where the role of the government, I have it somewhere on my media stuff here. Hopefully, I still have it up here. This is what is required, some of what is required of a government. Okay, that's it right there. Healthcare, it's a governmental effect. Defense is the governmental effect. Agriculture is a governmental effect. Education, security of the people, energy, okay, that's electricity. That's the governmental effect. I'm going to stop right here. Okay. Now, here I go. I'm going to leave. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. It has been a conversation at the kitchen table. How do we develop our country? That should concern us. So this is our kitchen talk today. That's what on the note, on the table, for lunch, for dinner, for the growth of a nation. How do we approach Liberia? How do we approach the education system? How do we approach and change the way we think in respect to how we relate to our children? How do we create a future that protects the children, their dignity, their self-esteem? How do we create an environment that our children are able to talk to or have a conversation with us? How can we create an environment that children can trust their adults, that they mean well for them? How do we create a Liberia that no one is above the law? How do we come together to hold people that we elect to power accountable? My husband works for the state as a structural engineer, and sometimes he have to travel. They have, like, where you have GSA, a carpool. If he is going less than 2 hours away, he gets a car. They pour the gas in it. They have a gas station outside that they can take gas out. They have car that is given to them. He drives his car. Okay, like when my husband goes to work, he drives his car, he gets on the bus and he goes. If he wants to drive to work, he parks the car in the parking lot and he must pay for the parking lot also. Okay, because that's what he gets paid for. He does not get paid, then we turn around and pay for everything else. It's inclusive of his salary. Okay, now, if he's going more than 2 hours away, because there are places in Georgia that are 2 hours away, he has a choice of driving or taking a plane. So he have to, and if that meeting or whatever he's going, he has to have, there's a timeline that he must sign in for, so they can have a pilot available to take him and bring him back. Those are government property. They don't get to pay for where he lives. They don't get to pay for his children's school fee. He paid for his own insurance. It's part of what he negotiated his salary on. In the United States, Adala also talked about her lawmakers. When you go to where the lawmakers, especially the federal lawmaker that we call the Congress, they have appointments they have to pay for. Most of the time, Except you got money, you want to have your own apartment to yourself, but they share. So when they go, most of them go Monday evening, by Thursday evening, they're leaving to come back home. They live in their district where they represent. We don't pay them to go. And our local lawmaker, our representative, what we call the Sunday, they don't even make $40,000 a year. They go to make a change what they think about them. When I hear people say 5,000, nobody in our country need to be making 5,000. I keep saying that. So now it's time for the resistance. Liberians, it's time for, we need to build. We can't wait for opposition. There are no, at this point, opposition. Everybody we're looking at want a position to have their chance to steal. Okay? Or at least people who we say they're running in the front. So what we all need to do at this point is we need to build a resistance of the people. That's what we need. We need Liberians, for 6 years. I led the charge chasing we and the people that were there. The Josiah Joker, the George Lobo, you name them, the Jesse Jala, including the Henry Costa. When Henry Costa and CDC got into it, I sat on this platform, all of us, and raised that money for him. I will tell you one thing. I am a trusted voice. I believe in my country. I believe in the children. I believe in the people. And I believe in myself and what is right to be done, regardless of who I'm related to. I called Ellie out, and my brother was advisor to her. When she, after the Ebola, when she acknowledged community, although our community did a lot, my community, I was the face and voice of Ebola in the United States. I remember our children going to school and people putting them out in the county. I was on CNBC. I was in the same interview room with the governor, Nathan Dew of Georgia, challenging him and calling him out. I was even as I am today for our people. So now we need to build a resistance outside of political party. All right? And we will be having a meeting. I'm going to set up a chat room. If you want to be a part, you do not support a tribe, you do not support, you support your country and support a government that will do right by Liberia, then you are my movement. We must build our own resistance. That's how we change the country. Not based on political affiliation. Any nation that is based on political affiliation, that country is doomed. I seen that. I see Jesse Jala writing when the people say they're going to protest. For that, the hell with them. I was supposed to. I will be calling Molu. Okay, I will support them. They need to get out. But we're going to build our own resistance that is trusted voice. We don't want a job. We're not looking for money. I have a job. And that's why, thank you, Toby. We need to build a resistance that is not affiliated with a political party. Okay, when I saw these people, the Joelia peers, all of us were in New York. They show up. The fatigue guy, they all show up. Today, they don't see it. So we will be the resistance. I already have an organization. So we just need to add it there, a resistance. All right? That's what we need to do. Thank you, Maima. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set a chat. When you inbox me, I'll add you to that chat room. And if you come to that chat room with your political party mindset or with your tribal mindset, okay, you are not my person. You may not like me, but that's your problem. Right now, that's what we need to do. We need to build a resistance. We need to build institution, not individual, not a tribe, not a political party. Institution. The institution is the justice ministry. The institution is education. The institution is agriculture. The institution is what? Gender ministry. The SNE. We have to hold these people accountable. Tribe is not going to do it. Political party is not doing it. The funny thing, majority of the people who got political party, they were in government before. That what I said. They got their court, they build themselves up. Or they were not in government, member of the family were in government, they got big contract, they established themselves. No, it's several movement. Toby, let me tell you something. During we are a time when we went to Washington, when we hear people, the Minnesota lawmaker, Amar on the phone with us in chat room. Everybody will amplify me. Yasendi is a leader, even from the ANC angle, the chair, everybody that when they push me in front. And the people will say to them, we want a civilian movement. We want the people voice. So the people must rise up. And that's what I want to take on. I have stayed quiet per se the whole year. For 2 years, not quiet, still spoken. But you know what? It's time to rise up for our nation. To ask for the Liberia we all deserve. Not for Bundy, not for Crew, not for Mano, not for Gio, okay? Not for Bassa, not for Pere, okay? Not for that. Not for Grebo, no, for Sapo, or Kran, or for Congo, or for electric, or for educated, but for all Liberian, a place to stand. So we will build the movement of justice, okay? Resistant. We want thinker. We want balanced people. We want people who are true to their words. That's what we're doing to build. I'm not wearing green. I'm not wearing blue. We're building a resistance. That does not matter what tribe you belong to. There are not enough Congo people to build Liberia to where she needs to be. And there are not enough country people in Liberia that will build Liberia the way she needs to be for all of us. No political party. We have seen that. We have seen war, 250,000 lives. We have seen tribes. We have seen Marylanders. We have seen Congo people. We have seen country people on both sides. Now we must see Liberians, and we must be Liberian first. The children are the future. Mandela said, the diamond of South Africa, the gold, the iron ore, the aluminum, but the purest of them all is the children of South Africa. So I will say to you, the wealth of a nation is the children. That is the future. No children exist. No nation exists or continue without the next generation. Why do you think the white people in America are forcing? Because birth rate has dropped. Why do you think Bill Gates is looking to inject African women so they can have children to lower the birth rate so Africa cannot be the future? We will build the resistance. I will put that on my face today. We are the resistance. If you want to be a part of the resistance, inbox me. Let's move. Good day, everyone. Now, says Dolly, I'm going to go eat. Your good day. I'm going to go eat. Yes, I cook last night, food everywhere, but I'm just hungry. So hungry. I'm not sure. All right. Good night, everyone. Before I say good night, I need to take my YouTube, and I'm trying to remember my password, my email for my YouTube so I can actually fix it, but I don't have it. Yes, so I am in trouble, and so that's what we're trying to do. Who is this? That's our YouTube page. And let me come back here, and I will put it here on the comment line. Please go there and subscribe. Please follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube page also, and please follow on our Facebook on both sides. My personal page, I'm on every morning for 10 minutes, just talking about what's on my mind and what is happening. But we have to build the resistance. Okay, we must build the resistance. Do I have a good afternoon? Thank you so much, everyone. God bless.